Hello and welcome to The Update. I'm Tina Quinn. The Coalition claims its plans for nuclear power will lead to cheaper energy bills across the nation. Liberal leader Peter Dutton is pushing a price tag of $330 billion on his proposal to build 7 nuclear reactors. However, both the CSIRO and IEMO are disputing the opposition's modelling. But Peter Dutton says nuclear energy would be good news for Aussie households and businesses.
This is a plan which will underpin the economic success of our country for the next century. This will make electricity reliable, it'll make it more consistent, it'll make it cheaper for Australians, and it will help us decarbonise as a trading economy as we must.
Appearing on ABC Radio this morning, the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was laughing off the plan.
Happy Friday the 13th and an auspicious day, I've got to say, for Dutton to drop his nuclear nightmare policy out there.
Meanwhile, the federal government insists its economic policies are to be credited for the latest drop in Australia's unemployment rate. The jobless rate last month came down to 3.9%. Employment Minister Murray Watt says it's a remarkable result given the current economic challenges.
It gives us reason for optimism about the year ahead, with jobs growing, wages rising and inflation falling.
Qantas says more than 97% of its domestic flights have departed on time this morning. That's despite engineers walking off the job. Workers at airports across the country are on strike, pushing for better pay. The airline says it's put a number of contingencies in place to prevent disruptions on what's expected to be one of the busiest days for travel. Heading overseas, and a number of Western nations are accusing Israel of an opportunistic land grab, with the IDF sending troops and tanks into a formal buffer zone in Syria and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Israel has also carried out hundreds of strikes against Syria this week, only days after the ousting of dictator Bashar al-Assad. And an 11-year-old girl from Sierra Leone has been rescued by a German sailboat after floating into the Mediterranean Sea for 3 days. To sport now, and rival NRL clubs claim the new PNG team is getting an unfair advantage with the tax-free arrangement for players who are joining the franchise. Meanwhile, ARL chairman Peter V'landys is hinting that a decision on the Perth Bears joining the competition could be just weeks away. Both Josh Hazlewood and Mitch Marsh were firing on all cylinders during a final fitness examination ahead of the third test against India starting in Brisbane tomorrow. And the Mariners go into tonight's A-League clash with Adelaide United after winning the last 6 head-to-head games in Gosford. In entertainment, fresh lawsuits have been launched against P-Diddy dating back to 2019. 3 men are accusing the rapper of sexual assault, claiming he laced their drinks and assaulted them while they were unconscious. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcasts team. We'll see you later this afternoon for another episode of The Update.